Hey, I hope all is going well and you're having a beautiful, blessed day. I wanted to come on in and hang out with you guys for a little while. I'm waiting to go into therapy, but I'm massively early. Just like I'm massively early for dance class. In my life, you're either massively early or you're late. So, anyways, I just wanted to come on in and chit chat with you guys about a couple things. First and foremost, today is another anniversary of passing in our family. My mom's mom passed away 9 years ago today. And my mom's mom, just like my dad's mom, was one of the best grandmothers anybody could ever have. One of my favorite memories, or one of my favorite things to do with my grandma, was sit and watch novelas as we ate our pan dulce and drank our coffee. And my grandmother lived in a house with 13 steps. So once I got up there, I wasn't coming down all weekend. So that was truly my oasis away from home. And I often would go over there every weekend or every other weekend, like my dad's mom's house. Regardless if my parents had something to do or not, it was just nice to have my own little oasis, my own little getaway at our house. But my grandmother was one of the most kindest, beautiful women that anybody could ever know. And excuse me, I got the hiccups. And she was just a classy lady, and a little bit more of a worrywart than my dad's mom was, but she had so much empathy for people, and she welcomed anybody with open arms. And like I said, one of my favorite memories was sitting with her and watching novelas, and that's the way I learned actually my broken Spanish, because I know some words, but I don't know I can't carry a conversation. And so I'll always remember those times going to her house. And then but my favorite memories of when I was home and she would check on me was those times where I would hear, "Hi Mija, it's Grandma. I know you like your alone time, but please call me because I'm just checking in on you." And so I'll always miss those messages. And I just wanted to say thank you, Grandma, for taking care of me, for watching over me. And like I said, I was very, very lucky. Both my brother and I were very, very lucky not to be left to strangers. We were always left with family, and my grandparents were a big part of it. My grandma and grandpa often would pick us up from school, and then on Friday, especially on Friday, if they picked us up, take us to 7-Eleven for snacks. And then but my grandfather also had the task, and my grandma too, also had the task of taking me to therapy when my mom couldn't. Either she was at work or she had something else to do. But she or they both always just made sure that they watched out for us. So thank you, Grandma, and thank you, Grandpa, for watching out for us and for watching over us from heaven now. And then, so another anniversary that I often recognize is the final day that I had the day that I had my last operation. And it was 27 years ago today that I had my final operation. I hope that I don't have to have any more surgeries. And honestly, that is why in my more of an adult brain, that is why I think that coming to therapy is so important. Am I the perfect patient? No. Do I do workouts at home? No, I should, but I don't. But 27 years ago, I went into surgery, and on that day, it was considered an emergency surgery, not a life-saving emergency, but when you are 16, you are physically an adult. So my doctor wanted to get this surgery done before I turned 16. At the time that I needed the surgery, I was walking like a very, very old lady, walking very slow, and I was very, very tight. My legs could barely move in a shuffle, and some days I have those days too, but not as bad as back then. So anyway, talking about the surgery, it was a 6-hour procedure, and it was the day that made me the angriest at God, because at that time, at that space I was in my life, I was a sophomore in high school. I was doing well in school. I was participating in choir and doing all the fun stuff that a student does in high school. I was also a part of the Christian Club Cabinet at the time. I think I was like the event planner or something. I wasn't a very good event planner, but at least I gave my input. But anyway, so I'm doing all this stuff in my life, and I'm going to youth group at church, and I'm singing choir at church. And my life suddenly dismantles with the news that I have to have an operation. And so I had the 6-hour operation, and when I say my life fell apart, it fell apart. I could not do anything that I loved for the period of 3 months. I was in recovery, aka PT, for 3 months. The first couple of weeks, I was in PT every day of the week. Every day of the week for an hour. And then as I got stronger and was able to go back to school, it was cut down to my normal once a week. But coming back from that surgery was hard. So hard that my doctor had initially told me that recovery would take a year. But I said, no, doc, I have plans. And my plans at the time were to go to camp with my friends. And so I worked really, really hard. And within 3 months, I was walking back to my personal normal. And I was able to go to camp. But during the time that I was recovering, and on the day of surgery, I was surrounded with so much love. My youth pastor, the one who baptized me, Pastor Paul Ferguson, went to the hospital. A couple times. And the first initial time he went was when I went into surgery. So I saw him before I went into surgery, and he prayed with me and my parents. And then I went into surgery, and then he came to visit me a couple days later when I was recovering in the hospital. It was about a 4-day stay, I think. And then when I got released, I was just also surrounded with so much love by my school. They made me a huge card. They made me a huge card with an eagle on it. I have no idea what happened to that card. It probably disintegrated somewhere. But it was massive. And the whole school signed it. Like everybody I knew in school signed it. So that is something that I look back on, and I would tell my younger self, if I could go back, that that experience isn't going to last forever. That pain isn't going to last forever. And your attitude toward PT will change because of your growth and because of being surrounded by so many awesome people in the disability community. At the time I had that surgery, I was nowhere near the self-acceptance that I am now. So I just praise God for where I am now, and I hope that He'll continue to take me forward and continue to help me to be an example to other people that might need to see my story. I'll talk to you guys later. I love you. Bye.